Isaac Wilson, transfer portal. BYU, right? This is Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome into Locked On Big 12. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Big 12 podcast, Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your first listen every single day. Isaac Wilson, transfer portal. The first tweet I saw about this, if you hit subscribe, I get to keep my job, from Sam Winder. A story of Isaac Wilson, he says. Fans overhyped him. He was forced to play when he was not ready. He ruined the program's season. When the going got tough, he fled. Kid is soft. I don't care if he is successful or not at his next stop. His stay at Utah will be remembered as negative. That's why I would leave. That's why I would hang it up. If that is the rhetoric from a fan base that just went 5-7, that you're going to pin it on a quarterback who I said all season long was being thrown into a situation that he was not ready for. Throw Rose in the game. Throw the Italian Stallion in the game. Throw anybody but a kid who's not ready in the game. And maybe Utah's got a fighter chance. But this take that Isaac Wilson ruined Utah's season, or when the going got tough, he fled, I can guarantee. So when I was the closest I got to playing college football was an intramural 7-on-7 team. And I remember my first pass was an interception. So my second pass was a screen pass. I'll dump it off, right? Flag football. And I'm going somewhere with this. I'm not comparing myself to Isaac Wilson. I dump it off and I was like, oh, shoot, I completed a pass. Confidence. The next play, interception. That's what Isaac Wilson's season felt like. And the problem was that after that first interception, there wasn't a conversation of, hey, shoot, we have other quarterbacks here that could probably do better than the kid who just celebrated his 18th birthday. But instead of saying, hey, let's give him some reprieve, let's give him some help, it was, I don't know, leave him out there. And when he got left out there, when the offensive line crumbled, it got better over the course of the season. When the wide receivers were only down to Dorian Singer, it didn't really get better over the course of the season. When the run game wasn't there, the entire offense fell apart. It was on the back of an 18-year-old kid. And what's even worse is the pressure of the last name Wilson. It only makes sense that he goes to BYU at this point. By the way, he's not going to transfer. Like, you know what? Fine. I'll go to Wisconsin. I don't think that's what's going to happen here. I do think he's going to go to BYU. I'll explain that here in a second. But the biggest pressure point, and why I do believe that Kyle Whittingham handled this the way that he did, is because he's Zach Wilson's brother. We can't get around that. His last name is Wilson. His brother played at BYU, was a BYU legend. Utah beat out BYU to land this kid. The brother of the legend. Aha! We got you, BYU. He's ours. And then, of course, when Cam Rising, who had so much offseason hype, went down, the first thing you want to do is tout this massive recruiting win that you got. Look at us, BYU. This is your legend's brother. Ha, ha, ha. He plays for us now. And when he wasn't good, because he wasn't, I watched him against Southern Utah, and he looked incompetent. Somebody, Andy Ludwig, who was fired, somebody, Kyle Whittingham, who's staying, should have looked around and been like, you know what? We have multiple other options that are probably a little bit more, who have played college football, who are more ready than what we're seeing on the field right now. But in my opinion, I think there's something in the back of the mind of a Kyle Whittingham that says, he's stubborn. Dude, Kyle Whittingham is stubborn. This is a guy, we won the recruiting battle. It looks cool that he's on our football team and out there. I would think that way if I'm the head coach, okay? If I'm the head coach and I landed the star younger brother of my rival, the first thing I want to do is get that kid in the game and watch him go out there and fly and give a big fat L to the team down the road. But when I put that kid in and he doesn't fly, he does poorly, that's a really tough situation to put your foot in your mouth. No one did. And now, Utah fans are saying, this has 123,000 views. Kid is soft. I don't care if he's successful. His stay will be negative. Maybe his stay was negative. Ute Jed, Isaac Wilson leaving is good for Utah. No one understands how bad Wilson was. The team started going to the coaches asking for Brandon Rose to start. I was asking for Brandon Rose to start. This kid is 18. Like the over and over, all the way. I mean, all the way down Twitter. People are just like, all right, see ya. And they know why. I know why. This is the rhetoric. He's going to BYU. This is what is going to be so. If this is what happens, now that he's gotten punched in the mouth, you know what's going to happen? He's going to walk in, and day one, A-Rod, Kalani Sitake, the entire roster, they're going to give him a big fat hug. And they're going to say, Isaac, welcome home, buddy. The place where your brother played. We're so sorry those Utes treated you so unfairly, so poorly. Come play quarterback and win for us. You have begun. Have you not watched Star Wars? Do you not know how Darth Vader became a thing? This is basically like Anakin Skywalker on the volcano planet, mangled and marred. That's how I view Isaac Wilson at this point, gasping for air. And now BYU has collected him, put him back together, and you just created a damn Darth Vader in the Big 12. Thanks, Utah. This is a conversation piece with Mike McDaniel at Miami in the NFL, where they talk about how Tua Tagovailoa had no confidence. Then Mike was like, hey, buddy, you're good. Chill. I'm confident. Go out there and do your thing. The second he had a coach that believed in him, and I'm not sure Utah didn't believe him. I may have believed in him a little bit too much. The second you have a coach, gives you that big hug and says, we're going to fix it. We're going to make everything okay. You've created a monster. And I don't think he's going anywhere but BYU. The legacy aspect, the star aspect, walks on campus day one, and everybody knows this is the kid. I just don't. Isaac Wilson, Brandon Rose, Luke Patari, Sam Heward, that is just a revolving door of quarterbacks that are exiting from Utah, and Cam Rising might return. It's a tough spot to be in, especially knowing that Isaac Wilson is going to go to BYU. I'm glad Whittingham stayed, but that doesn't mean that there aren't downsides to everything happening with Utah football right now that he's going to have to fix. Do I trust him to fix it? I actually do. I genuinely do. But this is step one, finding a quarterback. And step two is destroying Darth Vader before we have to go through 6 dang movies and then 40 after that when they sell the rights to Disney over this kid. BYU is going to use the heck out of him. I can guarantee you that. And I don't see him going anywhere else. This is BYU's kid, and it might have just awoken an absolute monster. Thanks, Utah. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is where I go when I think, you know what, the Chiefs only win games by like 3 points every single week. So the Chargers are, +6. Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs just do that. They win by a touchdown or less. I'm going to go +6 for the Chargers. King, cash it. FanDuel will do that for you. $5 bet right now at FanDuel, and you will get $150 in bonus bets if that bet hits. That's 100% true. $150 in bonus bets at FanDuel if your $5 bet hits. Visit FanDuel today, America's #1 sportsbook, and you can live bet on sports too. Favorite part. I love like hedging and stuff and live and boop, boop, money line. FanDuel.com, America's #1 sportsbook, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. All right, Isaac Wilson. Wonder what a Wilson and Blue is going to look like, huh? This has been and always will be Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.